Resident Evil 9 Requiem. In my first playthrough, I decided to go with the ink ribbon option, or classic playthrough. It only felt right as we knew going into it that Resident Evil's classic horror element was being brought back. And not only brought back, but delivered to us in a pretty package alongside amazing graphics and sound design. I can't recall one moment when anything didn't just look amazing. The textures were extremely well done, and for the love of pixels, what sold me the hardest was the lighting. Every time the lights would go out, I would get excited, because only using a light source to shine in front of you was pure adrenaline. These developers knew exactly what they wanted and executed it perfectly. When they wanted you to be in a dark room, feeling helpless, and the only way to push through is to be brave, they meant that shit. I mean, really, if you didn't pull out your flashlight, you couldn't see what's in front of you. Unless you cheated yourself and turned up the brightness levels, which I don't know why anyone would do that knowing damn well what game they are getting themselves into. For me, expecting the unexpected didn't really help either. Sometimes I knew what was coming, but it was delivered so well, I was still impressed. This is also the best I've seen from their engine. Damn thing looked amazing. I love how every character model looked and how fluid their animations were. I played Grace in third person on my first playthrough. I wanted to take in how well the mocap was, and let me tell you, playing her in third person was way more worth it than her first person. Seeing her panic as she runs from Marie is exactly how you feel for the first time. Speaking on that, there are times when you can hear her in shock by how shaky her breathing is. One of my favorite things to see was just how scared she was while holding her gun. On one side, you have Leon, who is as collected as can be. When you point your gun with him, he's completely steady. However, with Grace, she literally trembles. It's such an immersive feeling. They honestly paid attention to everything. At first, I was a little worried about how they were going to flip between the characters. I was thinking more Revelation style with chapters, but no. Everything intertwined flawlessly. This felt more like a movie with scenes stitched together. I couldn't be more happier with how they did it. There is something I would also like to point out as well. I was watching a short video on Queso's thoughts about the game. He said something that couldn't be more true. He said that there is always a part in every RE game that makes you really dread playing through the game over and over. I completely agree with him on this, and I also agree with him when he said he didn't feel there was such a moment in RE9. It really felt like every foot forward and every puzzle solved gave you a sense of accomplishment. I'm not saying that there wasn't any annoying parts, but nothing that makes me feel like I don't want to repeat it. If I had to acknowledge any moment that made me feel the most uncomfortable, it would have to be when Marie is hunting you while you restore the power to the elevator where the jail cells are. I'd say that was my most tense moment. To me, it compares to when you get chased by the regenerator in Dead Space 1 for the first time. I didn't once think to myself that I would dread playing this part again when I restart the game. As a matter of fact, I was excited to switch to the black and white filter on another run through. It really reminds me of the classic Night of the Living Dead movie. This is one of my favorite ways to play this game, actually. I love that they brought back the zombies we love, especially the new Crimson Heads, or Blister Heads, and kept it fresh by giving them their own personalities. That was a super clever decision on their part. I really wouldn't have minded just your basic zombies from past games, so seeing how they put a twist on this was actually a big W. My only question is, where the fuck did the Dr. Zombie get that big ass chainsaw? Did they keep Big Dog in the hospital somewhere? Really? On top of everything mentioned, I think it's fair that I couldn't help but appreciate how well optimized the game is. It's been a long time since I've loaded up something day one and it run how it's supposed to. I didn't have a single crash or experience a single bug in my playthrough. It took me 11 hours and some change to complete, and I tried my best to find everything I could and explore every area I could get into. I also love that with so many things to explore, the devs still manage to respect your time. The story is in constant motion. I didn't feel it go to a standstill just to keep you on the game longer than intended. You understood the point of each character flip, and of course, the character development that comes with it. I thought it was a great idea to keep Grace as grounded as possible. In the first cutscene, you see that she is your common nerd. She's obviously comfortable in her own chaotic space of unorganized shit.
Coming.
She's super clumsy, and I think because of what she went through, she shows signs of PTSD. Throughout her growth, you see her become a little more confident. And when it came to protecting Emily, she would have done anything without hesitation, including facing Marie for a final time. After that, I felt more comfortable to be her. I felt like I grew alongside her. As Leon, I felt the most confident, as it should be. We have been through a lot with him. Not for one moment did he show signs of fear, and that was pretty much everything. You knew what you were capable of the moment the game switches to him. It's interesting. You sort of feel bipolar here, but that's just the confidence Leon radiates. And given what we all have been through, we couldn't have been more prepared. In most RE games, I really like the antagonists. They come up with some of the coolest bad guys, and it's hard not to like them. I love Dr. Gideon's introduction to the series. We find out he's the main researcher of the Tyrant Project, and it's no wonder why Mr. X reminds me of him. You find out he experiments on himself under the Nemesis program and becomes one. It would explain the ease to choking Leon out in their first altercation. He's massive, and you shouldn't let him being a doctor make you think otherwise. He's extremely dangerous and dedicated to his work. Zeno gave me mixed feelings. It bothered me because he looked like Wesker. It's safe to assume he's a clone of Wesker, but I can't help but be biased in this case because Wesker is probably my favorite antagonist in the series. So, if we're being honest, I appreciate Dr. Gideon handling him the way he did, because either way, it was going to be him or me who did it. No one gets to wear the greatest villain's face unless it's the man himself. GG. No scrub. Okay, now Emily. At first, I was very apprehensive about trusting this girl. Coming over with the PTSD I got from Evelyn really didn't help her case either. It's not until you learn more about her backstory that you understand she's a clone of Grace and is entirely a victim like so many other clones.
Stay away. Stay away!
They had really sad lives. Their stories are horrific, and it made me more attached to the character than I thought I would be. Her helping me get through most of the game just to be teased to die tugged on you a little bit. I thought it was pretty genius to turn her in the end because it showed Grace's growth firsthand. She still tried to protect her because she knew the little girl was still inside somewhere. This is where we give a shout out to Leon for thinking on his feet. But overall, I'm glad she survived and Grace gets a happy ending with her. I just hope this isn't the last time we'll see of Emily, and like Sherry, grow up to be involved in some way. Last thing I really wanted to go over was Spencer. I love the interview Alyssa did with him. It showed a side that no one expected to see. During the interview, he expresses his guilt and that he regrets everything he did with his research. This is also when we find out that he adopts Grace and tells Alyssa she is his hope. He makes it quite clear that Elpis is his atonement of the entire situation. I'm going to be honest with you. How this played out, I expected to see something like this during the last installment of the franchise. But I'm glad we did get to see something like this. Leon and Sherry get cured, Grace gets to understand her role better, and gets to take care of a mini-her after the fact. I'm not even gonna go into the other ending because it doesn't matter. And don't play with this no more like that. That wasn't cool. If any of our team is gonna go down, they will choose to go down together at the same time. And that's it. Alright guys, now it's time to rate the game. Overall, I enjoyed it. And I look for myself to play it repeatedly until I get sick of it. It was such a good mix of multiple games, and I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. So without further ado, I'm giving Resident Evil Requiem a 10 out of 10. You know what comes next. You don't have to go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here. Until the next vid, y'all. Also, wait, one more thing. Screw this guy. This guy knew exactly what he was doing when he sent her into all of this. He's the real villain, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.